Hey, Toxic Tendies. Thank you for choosing to listen to the pod today. We are a group of lifelong friends made up of myself, Parker, Calvin, Damien, and Wyatt, and nobody else, who one day decided to record our conversations and for some reason you've decided to listen to. So let's go.
3, 2, 1.
Man, oh man, guys, I don't know about you. I'm feeling great today.
Why is that?
I just feel like there's a weight that has been lifted off my shoulders. Like there's this just negative force that is no longer here.
I was kind of feel maybe not that, but I was just kind of thinking this was going to be like one of our better episodes.
Definitely
I
going
don't
to be
know.
our best episode by far.
I don't know
Yeah,
really
there's
why,
something.
but
There's a different vibe. It's just
going
some
on.
great energy amongst the four of us.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
great friends all around. Just,
Camaraderie.
honestly.
Just the four of us.
I'm personally looking forward to it.
The
I
four
don't know.
musketeers.
I like it. We'll run with it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I hope the listeners, kind of feel that same sense of energy that we got going tonight.
Well, yeah.
Well, I know one person who's going to be upset is Steph because her the voice is no longer going to be there this week.
Oh, that's true.
Batman is no longer with us.
That's true. The sexy voice is absent this week, but we'll prevail.
That's all right. Well, there's only one listener that will miss it, and it's not his girlfriend.
Tough.
Because his girlfriend
as
probably
nails.
doesn't listen.
That's not true. She does.
Yeah, she's a listener.
Oh,
She's
wow.
I think they listen together.
She's a weekly listener.
Yes, they do.
That's nice.
Wholesome.
I'm sure she'll be laughing as she listens, and he'll just be like scowling at the floor.
This might be her favorite episode as well.
He's going to be like the Arthur meme, fist clenched up.
I'd love to see it.
That's funny as hell.
Boys, I had a good weekend. I know we were
Nice.
talking about our weekends a little bit before we started recording here, but Landry and I did a lot of work on our house on Saturday. You guys know, but we live in a bit of a fixer-upper, and we've been plugging along each room. And Saturday we did quite a bit of work. My mom and stepdad came over and helped us out, and so today
Well, that's nice.
we thought, we'd drive out of town and go antiquing. We're gonna hit an antique shop and just look for some furnishings for our house, get some inspiration. We like, I don't know, we go out ish during all of this, but not like regularly. We're not, jumping all over the place and going out to eat and doing things. We get all of our groceries ordered and delivered to our house, so we don't have to do the grocery shopping because
Nice.
2021 things.
Bougie.
Yeah. Modern conveniences. But we made a swing into Walmart after the antique shop just to grab like a quick couple little things. And I haven't been to a Walmart in a long time.
Oh boy.
And man, there were some maskless wonders.
You say maskless or messless?
Maskless.
Well, 'tis the country.
Man, I get it, but it was surprising still. People are nasty. Like, whatever, don't wear your mask. But the people that weren't were just gross. Freaked me out. But anyway. What?
Well, I mean, that is kind of Walmart a little bit,
How many of them were wearing pajama pants?
Mhm.
Shockingly, not many. And the majority of the people that I saw not wearing a mask were old.
Well,
There were a couple of the dudes that were like probably carrying a gun just by looking at them. But then the others were just gray hairs.
Well, that's fine. They deserve it then. You know what I mean?
I mean, at that point.
Dude, don't even...
They have the most to lose.
For any of you guys who know me, don't get me started on old people at all. Like
Those are Wyatt's-
some of the most
Wyatt's favorite group of
some of the
people.
most entitled fucking people you'll ever see.
well, they're
Them
our
and veterans.
ancestors. They're our ancestors, you gotta, or not ancestors. They're not dead yet. They're what is the word I'm looking for?
Annoying?
Oh, yeah,
Elders?
No. What are people older than you called?
Elders.
There we go. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, I got you. Anyhow, while I was at Walmart, I had to use the bathroom, and
COVID
go-
Central.
Oh God.
yeah, I know, COVID Central, but Daddy had to go. So I went to go relieve myself, and as I'm peeing at the urinal, and I know this has been brought up before, but I was just thinking how much more fun it would be to go pee in a urinal if it were like one of those carnival games where you could like aim into the little hole and then like you could like race the dude next to you. Like when you're like shooting the stream into the target and something along the walls like moving and you could race the buddy next to you.
Yeah, that's just
no.
that's just not a fair game though. Like if you're sitting next to Damien, he's got a goddamn super soaker, and you're sitting there with a little
Okay.
Oh
handheld
God.
squirt gun. I mean, of course he's gonna win.
I mean, is that really something you want to be doing though? Is playing a game with someone you just met in a bathroom of a Walmart?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I don't have to be competing. The guy that I was standing next to was weird, but I maybe you don't have to compete, but it would just be fun to like watch something like go up the wall while you're peeing. Like maybe it's like a little penguin on a little block of ice, and he's just like floating up the top while you pee.
I mean,
Well,
you got to
so-
think too. At a Walmart, you're just at a disadvantage because probably half those people have diabetes. You know, so those fuckers are just peeing constantly. You know.
That's tough as nails.
That's tough.
That's a little toxic.
Hey,
But-
Parker, was the guy next to you? Was he one of those ones who like leans on the wall in front of him because it's just like
Or was he the hands on the
Luckily,
hips
no.
kind of guy?
Yeah, hands on the hips. Yeah, yeah.
Man,
or was he one of the guys who
I've tried to,
dropped his
like,
pants all the way to the floor?
no.
Some butters.
I've explained characters of the men's bathroom to Landry before, and she can't wrap her head around it. It's like a whole nother world. But you guys name them. Who else am I? Oh, the moaners.
Oh God, yeah.
I'll just be honest. I'm a moaner. I know myself.
Man,
I'm
How you gonna
sorry.
in
do
a
that,
public
Calvin?
bathroom?
Yeah.
Maybe not in a public bathroom, and if I do it, it's unintentional.
That's worse.
It's more like a sigh, you know. It's not even really a moan. It's just like
Oh,
pleasant relief. Yeah.
One of those things you're taking a pee, you're like, I hate my life. I'll,
You know, now that you say it out loud, I feel like I've been peeing next to a urinal before, and I've heard you do that.
that's neat.
who, Calvin or me?
Calvin.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. I was like, I don't feel like I do that.
Even if Damien was a sire or a moaner, I probably couldn't hear it over the force of the
Okay.
stream.
Okay. Okay.
I remember I was in a bathroom one time and I was at the urinal, and the guy next to me was one of those leaners who had his hand on the wall. And this dude, I don't know what he did for a living, but his hands were like covered in just like, I don't know if it was grease or oil or what. And he left a permanent handprint on the wall when he left.
It's just.
Oh,
And then, of course, did not wash his
Oh.
hands.
Oh.
oh God. See, that's another thing too. It's like it's one thing to go to the bathroom and leave without washing your hands. It's a total different thing to do it while there's other people in there and everyone's watching you just waltz out the
You
door.
just have no shame. If you can leave the bathroom without washing your hands, you have no shame.
Mm.
Or how about
Do
the
you
guys that you ever seen the guys that just are like sitting there shaking their dick for like at least 2-3 minutes?
Now that ain't nice either. They got prostate issues at that point.
Man,
You-
Calvin, you're on a roll. You're making fun
you-
of people with diabetes.
You of
You're
all
making fun
people
of-
should know. You're in the medical field.
All right, we need to be a little bit more discreet as to what we all do in the real life, guys. My secret identity is
I thought you were an eye doctor.
They don't know where you work.
Yeah, yeah. It certainly isn't Detroit, right?
stop.
What?
Do you think? Do you think girls like have stereotypes too? Like how we mentioned the hands on the hips or like the wall leaners. Do you think they like share the same thing where they like there's a certain type of peers in the girls' bathroom too,
I don't
or is it
think
too secluded?
so. I think, I mean, if you've ever watched, I mean, usually they try to group up together and experience it as a whole.
Which
And
I've
like-
never understood that. I've
go
never
in there to
understood
gossip.
because like if one of them actually has to like shit, you know, then they just brought all their girlfriends into the bathroom and one of them's just like ripping ass in the corner. Like, no one wants to hear that.
What are you talking about, Calvin? Girls don't poop until they're
Yeah.
married.
Yeah. Hey, Parker knows now.
Yeah.
All right,
Also,
you know
there-
just as well as I do that. I mean, at least from my experience, Elle can rip ass all day long, and
Yeah,
she can compete with the best of them.
Oh my god, that's gonna have to get edited out. God damn it, Calvin.
Back to the doghouse for you, bud.
That's okay. It's more work for Ben.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Like here's
use as
another
many names as possible.
here's another thing though. How many of your guys' significant others like do you know that they've just seen their best friends and they've all seen each other naked? That's just weird too.
That is weird. That
I
is
don't think
weird.
it's I don't think it's a naked thing. I think it's more of a topless thing. For the
No,
for
it is a
the
naked
For the
thing.
most part.
It is a naked thing.
I think it's more topless.
No, they're seeing coochie and all. Some girls are more comfortable with seeing their friends will see them all naked.
Out here looking at each other's assholes and shit.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, they're probably just wearing thongs, so their asses already hang out. But like, I don't think they're just whipping cooch out just for the girls to see. But I don't know.
I just think that there's no care. They just don't care.
Well, that or it's confidence when they're with their friends.
I wish I was that confident around you guys.
I know.
I just don't think we need to do that. This episode of Toxic Tendencies is brought to you by Bathroom Buddy. You assume the position. Fear sets in. Doors keep opening and closing. The anxiety's building. You hear the flushing and blowing. Now's your chance. Listen up, you maple flag waving listener, you. After that scenario, I know you're wondering who we could possibly be sponsored by this week, and you'll be happy to know. It's Bathroom Buddy. If you're like me, you've been in a public restroom worrying about the noises you'll make. Whether you're making your Jimmy Riddle or your Hershey's busy squirting, it can be pretty damn embarrassing. As always here on Toxic Tendencies, we had the solution for you guys. By contacting Bathroom Buddy and renting your very own porcelain partner, you'll never have to worry about those awkward noises again. Our employees are even trained to make sure no one even notices those noises you'll make when you're experiencing things like butt pee or cheek flapping flatulence. With time-coordinated coughs, sneezes, and throat clearings, you'll have more than enough opportunity to drop some weight in the bathrooms. In emergencies, they might even make all the grunts and screams themselves while they are leaving their respective loads. Just relieving your bladder? We can help there too. Whether you drop your pants to the floor at the urinal, you sigh audibly, or even lean forward on the wall in front of you, Bathroom Buddy will keep all the attention off of you. Hell, our very own Calvin is a moaner. Isn't that right, Calvin?
Yeah.
You heard it here, guys. Calvin gives its approval. Listener, for more information on Bathroom Buddy and how they can have your backside during those humiliating instances, please follow us on Twitter and now Reddit at Tox Tendencies. That's TOXTENDENCIES. Remember, with Bathroom Buddy, you'll be able to privatize those pisses, filter those farts, and deafen those dookies.
We'll include Ben in this part. Of the five of us, the only one of you, the most that I have seen of any one of you is Ben.
Do go on. Please
We've
elaborate.
all seen the most of Ben. He's the one that just like drops trow.
I guess that's true. He has mooned us all.
I was gonna say I definitely feel like I've seen his nutsack at one point.
Yeah. Dude doesn't care.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's a good point.
I forgot about
I
those
mean, we've
days.
all
I
definitely
kind of
been down.
it was
to our
always kind of
underwear
just
with
like
each
what
other, but-
the fuck are you doing, dude? Why are you just dropping your pants right in front of us all? And then you'd probably do one of those numbers. You'd be like, "Oh, you're gay. You looked."
I certainly don't miss that about high school locker rooms. I'll tell you
I
that.
don't miss that either.
Oh God, I'm sure I was made fun of, but I definitely found a stall to
Oh,
change in
absolutely.
every time.
Absolutely.
Wyatt and I usually were both like waiting outside the stall together.
Oh, you know what's crazy to me though? There are people I think who enjoyed letting other people see it,
Oh,
Yeah.
I could think of a few.
and
There's a show.
they were all on the wrestling team. I'll tell you that.
No, those boys are different breeds. All right.
Wrestling or swim team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, swim team, they're out here shaving each other. Hey, Calvin, were you on the swim team?
For like a day.
Then the shaving thing came up.
Yeah, and then
he
the
was out.
shaving thing came out. I was like, nah, guys, this ain't for me. I'm sorry.
God, do you remember? Do you remember in high school the swim team would go around just trying to recruit people?
Well, dude, they had to join up with Hopkins because they needed at least guys that bad.
Because swimming sucks. Who wants to wake up at 5 a.m., swim for an hour, get out of school, and swim for another hour?
That's terrible.
Who wants to do that?
Yeah, no thanks.
No.
I do enjoy a good swim, but
Oh, I do too. I love the water.
I feel like
Why?
Parker didn't Sawyer try it for like 1-2 days or something like that, and he quit too, didn't he?
You know, now that you say that, I think you might be
Because
right.
I think he was part of the group that they were just going around like asking everybody to do it, and somehow they convinced him, and he was not having a good time.
Nah, didn't
That's
convince
terrible.
me.
no. Well, what? No, why you would not have been in that class because you cannot swim. So never mind. The story is irrelevant. You were not in my aquatics class because you, sir, cannot swim.
You know, actually, Damon, I think initially I was in your aquatics class because I had talked to you about it. I had to get switched out because they put me in it. They put me in aquatics, and I straight up went into the counselor and was like, I mean,
remember
you're
that.
setting me up for an F. Like, that's not even right. She's like, I can't switch you. I was like, bet.
Oh, it's right. Because we had to go. Because had broke my foot at that point, and we had to go to the library and like write a bunch of papers on sports articles and like had to summarize them and shit. Right?
Yeah, and it was like the first, because like they usually gave you like 2 weeks to get switched out or whatever, but like she hadn't got me switched out yet, so I was just writing articles for the first like week, just nonstop, and then what class was it you and I we ended up taking like design, like an art class together to get out
I
of
didn't-
something.
I thought that was middle. No, I can't remember what it was. I know I stayed in aquatics, but I don't recall what class. I do definitely remember taking that art class with you. That ended up actually being a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had Min do everything. That foreign exchange student, do you remember him?
Yeah, he killed it in that class. He's very artistic.
If I recall correctly, he just did all of your guys' projects.
Oh, absolutely.
He certainly did the final one.
The final
doubt about it.
the final exam, there was a portion, like a sketch portion, and it was us two, Min, and was it Lake, I think.
Yeah, and then
And we passed
There's
it in a
someone
circle,
else,
so
too.
like we kept just kind of pushing it around when they weren't looking, and then Min just did it all the whole time. And I remember we had a group project too that it was the four of us, but you could only do it in twos. So we flipped a coin or did rock paper scissors or something to see who got stuck with Min, and by stuck with I mean like who got an A, and Damien won. So then it was me and Lake together, and we didn't do good.
it was a. I mean, the teacher was pretty cool about it, and then yeah, it was just a good time actually. It was a fun class.
Somebody said something earlier that I wanted to go down that road, and I can't remember what it was.
Was it about
What do you mean?
peeing still?
Seeing other underage boys' penises in the shower.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh. No, we talked about that the other week. Sending
was it
nudes.
something about foreign exchange students?
No, it was earlier when we were talking about like the bathroom shit.
Damien, you got anything to say about foreign exchange students?
I was hoping somebody would pick up on this.
I'm.
Oh.
I don't know what you're referring to.
Wow.
Has Kelsey ever asked you about that?
She's well aware of the situation.
It's
Good.
Hey,
Our,
Damien. Damien,
our
you
old
tell
s-
Relationships start
Mom,
with
Pa,
a
aware?
solid foundation.
Yeah, Damien, you tell your dad. Tell this story on the podcast. Your dad's gonna be proud of you.
I don't think we gotta go there,
I don't
do
know
we?
if proud is the right word.
Do they still own that couch?
They still own that couch. No. No.
Was it on the couch?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think where the blue one's at,
Oh,
because
okay.
I can't remember if I took it with me to Grand Rapids when I moved to Grand Rapids. But it's not in the Arthur possession anymore. I do not know where it's at.
Oh, well then you're safe. You're good.
That's a shame, dude. That's something you cherish for a while.
That couch was very old. My grandfather owned that couch before he passed.
No,
Jeez.
Months.
man, he was proud of you when you did it, though. Let me tell you what.
Whatever.
He's like, yeah, I had good times on that sofa too.
I don't know who with, because Grandma died in '93.
Hey, you
Yeah.
don't know, man. I mean, there's grandpas get around out here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just agree not to look into that any further. 'Cause that's something I don't want to know the answers to.
Hey, Parker, do you have any? Parker, we could tell some stories about your grandfather.
Oh,
My grandfather's a hound dog.
which one?
My only living grandparent actually is my dad's dad.
Okay.
And he is currently, hold on, he's gonna be 91 this year.
Dang.
Goddamn.
Yep. Um,
Is he still on his
and
own?
no, my 91-year-old grandfather got married for the third time, I think 5 years ago.
I recall you saying that.
5 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
At the ripe young age of 86.
How old is she?
Younger than that. I think he is. I, it's just a total guess. I think he's 10 years her senior,
So
At
she's
least.
81?
something like
Ish.
that. Even that I think might be too old.
Hound dog
Maybe.
indeed.
Yeah, he's a character. Love him. He's a character. Um, I think one of Wyatt's favorite stories that I tell about my grandfather, it was at Christmas, and he was unwrapping a present that he was gifted, and he takes the string, the bow that was tied around his present, and he like holds it up in his hand, and then he looks at all of us around the living room and goes, "This is like the stuff that I used to tie my girlfriend up with."
Oh, geez. And he's like 70s, 80s when he's saying this
Yeah.
shit.
At the time, he was single, widowed.
Widowed. That part got me. Single, all right. Yeah. But widowed.
He's never a dull moment. This man, my grandfather, so he missed my brother's wedding in this was in 2019, because he a couple weeks before the wedding was hit by a car.
Oh,
Oh, dear Lord.
so at
Yeah.
89, he was struck by a vehicle.
Yeah, he was going for a walk. He lives in like an old person's park, and he was going for a stroll by himself, and one of the neighbor women, luckily it was slowly backing out of the driveway, but hit my grandfather and knocked him to the ground.
Oh, no.
And yeah, she luckily again could have been a whole lot worse, but realized what she had done and got out of the car, and he was able to get medical attention. But I mean, he had like hit his head pretty hard, and
Oh, yeah.
it wasn't great. So he ended up missing the wedding. And then a few weeks later, as he's continuing his recovery, said neighbor woman wanted to bake my grandfather some cookies and go take them over to him in an effort to apologize. And she's going over to my grandfather's house. He was outside because at this point he's, coming on the end of his recovery. And he's got his back to where she's approaching from, and she calls out his name, scares him, and he falls over
Oh,
and hits
gosh.
his head again.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
my Lord.
And
This lady's
at
out
this
to get
point-
him.
That's exactly it. The rest of the family's like, who is this woman, and what is she? Why does she want my grandfather dead?
Can we get a personal protection order again?
Jesus.
Yeah,
Does that woman stay far away from your grandfather now? Hopefully.
I sure hope so.
Because she's just bad luck. Bad juju. Get her out of here.
And then they married 2 weeks later.
Yeah, and now she's my step grandma.
Well.
No.
There
I got
also-
a story
there's-
about
there's also
grandparents.
ma-
Grandparents are
there-
wild, dude.
There's many stories I heard real quick to finish up Parker's grandfather. Many
Yeah,
stories
yeah.
I heard. There's too many to get into, but a lot of, as you can imagine, he's in his 90s, so a lot of like old-fashioned, like what would now be considered sexist comments about just what women should be doing and stuff like that. And it's always just they're always kind of like funny in like an awkward kind of way, but at the same time, I think he knows that he probably shouldn't be saying them.
Oh, for sure.
Calvin, you got something wild to say about grandparents?
Well, I mean, grandparents are just fucking wild, dude. You know, like, I don't know who doesn't have, like, great, stories about their grandparents. I mean, I definitely do. But it's one thing, like, we get older and you kind of realize, like, I was just telling my brother this today, like, nobody's perfect. And you kind of realize, like, people for who they are, and not everything's just, like, bright and sunny like you thought it was when you were a kid. But it's so to tell the story, like my grandma, she makes a lot of those comments of that. It's like, yeah, maybe that wasn't the most appropriate, or like, the things that are just like borderline racist. And so I mean, there hasn't been anything lately that's been too bad, but she texted me the other day and she sent me this article, or like video, I should say. And I don't know if you guys have heard this, like the America's Frontline Doctors website.
I don't know exactly. I don't really know what that is.
Yeah, it's these whole, like, this webpage is dedicated to like sort of avoiding the vaccine because there's not like good research to go, like, from their whole perspective, and like you can live and survive without the vaccine 99.9% of the time. So she sent this to me, and I don't know what she was sort of expecting, like, in return, like that I would be like, oh yeah, grandma, like that's great there, but like obviously, like, I had already gotten the vaccine at this point, so I almost wanted to respond. I was like, yeah, grandma, like, I grew a third hand, it's actually great because now I'm like, 1.5 times more efficient than I used to be. Like, I just
Did you respond to her?
You know what? I didn't, because I'm saving it for another time.
That's valid.
I am saving the opportunity because it's like it's a balance. Like, I still want her to be my grandma, but I also, like, don't want to have these terrible conversations where I not berate her, but tell her that she's doing something stupid.
Did you ghost her?
I did not go. Yeah, I just basically didn't say anything. So it's
So you
it's been
ghosted
great.
her.
Yeah, I
It's
ghosted
better
my
than
grandma.
saying, "Grandma, you're stupid."
Yes, that is, yes. I feel like I'm taking the higher road here, and then at some point I will educate and say, you know what, to protect yourself and others, like, I highly recommend you do this because it is shown to be very beneficial. So I just haven't gotten there. Yeah,
That shows it's a little bit of a generational thing as well.
absolutely. I
For the
think
most part.
it's weird how many people, like you were kind of saying, like all the people in Walmart are like these old, like, gray-haired people or white-haired people. I don't understand why so many people are sort of like against that initiative. You know what I mean? Like,
But
so
yeah,
many people in
polio
that
was
demographic.
eradicated through vaccines and immunizations. The same with smallpox, I think. No, yeah. No, there's a couple from
But it's
their
different.
generation
It's
doctors
different
that
than the
made it.
anti-vaxxers. It's different than the crazy moms that, take their kids in to not get vaccinated. Because, I mean, those people are like 35 now.
Yep.
Like, I mean, I've seen them. Like, I've personally seen, like, the crazy psycho anti-vaxxers that think their children are going to get autism. I mean, that's been around since, like, 1990s, but it's continued. You know what I mean? And it's grown. Like, there's more anti-vaxxers now than there ever was, like, in 1990. It just doesn't make sense. But there is, like,
I
this
saw
weird...
this.
What were you saying, Parker?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, to go back to your point about like the old person thing. I saw this cartoon. I think it was in the New Yorker, and it was like the timestamp was 1990s, and it was parents saying, "TV will rot your brain," and then it's 2020, and those same parents are sitting in front of a chair or sitting in front of a TV in a chair, like drooling, watching Fox News.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, unfortunately, everything gets turned political when it doesn't need to be, but that is what it is.
I mean, that's.
Yeah.
I don't totally agree with that. I mean, that's life. Life is political. Like that's
Yeah,
our
but-
day to day is affected by politics. Like,
I wish it
I
weren't,
think that-
but you're right.
yeah, it is. But and I guess I shouldn't say I disagree with you because you are right. Like something like wearing a mask or getting the vaccine or whatever is unfortunately has been politicized, and it shouldn't be. Like that should just be. That's just fact. That's science. Like just do what's right.
When something is beneficial for society becomes politicized, that's when we know we have a corrupt system. You know what I mean? Like this should
yeah.
never have been a politicized agenda in the first place. You know, like it should be just like something you do because you're a good neighbor. You know, like you want to like make sure fucking other people don't die. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Instead, you
And
get those
now-
people sharing on Facebook saying that you're a coward if you wear a mask and you're a sheep. And
Yeah. And it's like going back. I was at Walmart and I'm like looking at all these people without a mask, and one of my first thoughts is that person voted for Donald Trump. Because it's like it became this like political thing that now I just automatically group those people under the same umbrella, which isn't always true, but I don't know.
It's hard not to do.
I feel like I have become a worse person over the last 4 years, 5 years.
me too. I feel like you have
Same.
to.
Thanks, man. I'm sorry for it.
I just put it's okay. We've known each other for so long. I just accept it.
You always knew deep down that I was a terrible, rotten person.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, go back and listen to episode 1, listener.
Oh, man. Are all of you guys? Do you guys all have living grandparents?
I have 2 full bloods and then a step grandmother.
Different sides, the other two?
Both of my dad's parents have passed.
Okay. Gotcha. And then Calvin, you were talking about your grandma, but do you have
I've got a lot of grandparents, man. I've still got my great grandparents kicking around.
What?
Yeah.
Landria is the same way. She's still got a great grandfather.
Which
Yeah,
is
I've
really
got
cool.
2 sets of both. I've got 2
Damn.
great grandmas and 2 great grandfathers. Still.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, product of teen pregnancy, you get to be around your grandparents for a lot longer. So
I guess, yeah, my dad would be the
You're allowed
exact
to say that.
opposite, where
That's
his
wholesome.
mom had him at 40.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, both of my parents were the youngest of 5 children, so my
Oof.
grandparents were quite elderly
Mm.
by the time I came along.
Parker, do your parents
What?
listen to the podcast?
No, they do not.
Oh,
Can I
Gord
can I
doesn't-
ask then? Does your mom still do MMA fighting?
She doesn't do MMA anymore. That's funny because I mentioned that she was over this weekend, and we were talking about that because she just started a new boxing class. So she does a lot of, I don't know, she jumps around. She did Taekwondo for like 15 years.
Oh, dang.
Got her 2nd degree black belt in that.
Oh,
And then moved to, I think she went to jiu-jitsu after that, and she did that for a little bit, and then kickboxing, then she started doing the MMA. She did 2 or 3 cage fights.
she
Jesus
fought?
Christ.
Oh yeah, she fought.
Did
she
she-
lost
Did
both
she have
of them.
protective gear on or no?
No, just like a mouth guard.
So it was essentially just MMA gloves and no MMA helmet. It
You
was
didn't
just-
know this?
I knew she was physically active like that, but I did not know she fought.
Yeah, I know she did the
yeah.
MMA. Hey, real quick, Parker, before you continue, I think we should put in something. If Damien's song, which you can listen to on Tox Tendencies,
no.
gets 1,000 listens, Damien has to fight your mom.
That wouldn't be fair.
Great.
She's like she's 4'11" and I'm 6'5".
I'd
She would correct you immediately. She's 5'1".
It was a
5'2".
guess. I apologize.
So, Damien, when you're saying it wouldn't be fair, were you saying it wouldn't be fair for her?
Yeah, that's exactly what he's insane.
That's what I
Yes,
heard.
That's
suppose.
toxic
You heard
as fuck, man.
I'm gonna have my mom listen to it. You heard that, Mom? Damien says
That's not
that
great.
he can
Damien's
beat
saying he
Hurricane
could
I'd put
beat
money on
up.
that.
Wow, that's crazy.
Why are you creating beef between me and your mother when there's no beef present?
You started the beef, dog.
My mom's a vegetarian.
Oh.
Damn, now the beef started.
Oh man, I
That's
love it.
crazy,
Please,
though.
listeners,
So-
you can find Damien's single now on Spotify and YouTube, I think.
Yeah, on all of our platforms, really. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and YouTube.
And there it is. Its
1,000
own individual
1,000
track
listens, and he will be fighting Parker's mom in the cage
to the death.
to the death.
Oh,
Jesus. Remember, you don't
Yeah.
actually have to listen to it. You can put it on mute like the rest of us do, just so we get the views.
well, it's only at like 30 right now, so I'm feeling pretty comfortable.
That's now, Damien. Not after this podcast.
Well,
We got the shout out. We've got the fight is publicized.
that's the third tier of our tier goals, I suppose. But if we get there, I guess I'll start training.
Hopefully your album drop. Well, no, your album could drop after My Mom Kills You in the Ring.
That'll
'cause that
be the
would
music
probably
video.
Boost sales.
Yeah,
Well, no, it
posthumous
goes
album.
music video. Yeah, it goes
Yeah.
music video, then that 6-track EP, Calvin. It'll be posthumous. It'll be in mixing when I pass.
That'll be great publicity for you, Damien.
Oh,
gonna-
absolutely.
It's gonna go number one.
And then once you
Number one.
die in the ring, then your album will really take off. Your EP. Sorry.
Mhm.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
No, that's when I'll have Wyatt release the bonus track one, so we get those sales back up. For the boys.
Bonus track called Legends Never Die.
hmm
Wait, you could join the 27 Club.
Oh, that's crazy. Wow.
Oh shit, dude.
Damn, dude.
I'm
Well,
26 now.
We'll have the fight probably on August fight. I think that'd be nice. You hit 27, you'll get to enjoy like a month of being 27, and then you can join the ranks of the best.
Boy, oh boy, I can't wait to have that talk with Kurt Cobain and Mac Miller about how I ended up in the 27 Club. Well, you see, guys, I know one of you died from a horrible drug overdose, and one of you was struggling with your your mental psyche and took your own life. But I died to one of my good buddies' mom in a fight to the death MMA fight, and I just happened to release a 6-track EP 3 weeks before I died. So here I am. I'm on pace to win a Grammy. What have you guys done? Yeah, that'll go over well.
You and Mac Miller just out there making beats. Kurt Cobain just singing away. Nobody's sure what it actually means, but classic Kurt Cobain.
I mean, your ranks include who else you got? Jim Morrison,
Oh, that'd be neat.
Amy Winehouse,
I forgot
Janis
she was 27.
Joplin.
You guys should do like a compilation album.
Pretty
Oh,
sure Jimi
shit.
Hendrix.
Boy,
I'm excited for
more-
this.
our a collab album with all artists that died at 27, and then me. Or are you excited to watch me die in
No, excited
in
to
the
watch you
octagon?
die in the ring.
The octagon? Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice of you, bud.
I think we should host the fight and do a live radio show of the fight too.
Oh,
I think that'd be
stream it
really
on
fun.
YouTube or Twitch.
Hell yeah.
Oh God, I don't know if I'm ready for this. I'm gonna start training right now. I'm gonna start doing some push-ups. That'll help.
Parker, so what happened? What happened to you? If your mom's such a badass, I mean, no
Oof.
offense, but you got
You
it.
know-
You ever done like karate or something?
You ever been in a
Nah.
fight, bud? Or your
I-
brothers
I-
don't count.
My brothers don't count.
No.
I'll be scrapped.
Oh yeah, but
Crap.
Namely Sawyer and I.
I feel like brothers always scrap, so I'm not really counting that.
No, I got into a playground fight in elementary school.
Oh, so much like me and Ben.
Yeah, very much like that actually.
Mhm.
Well, mine wasn't just like throwing a
Right.
ball of ice or
Ice,
something.
yeah.
It was actually over a girl, so it was a cool fight.
Oh, okay.
Which girl?
Okay.
Well, we'll have to cut this part anyway. And you guys probably don't remember.
No, I have no clue who
Yeah.
that is.
She moved, I think, in elementary school, and none of you went to Westbrook except for Wyatt.
So, got
Yeah,
nothing.
I was gonna say I remember.
Was it
her.
worth it?
Was it worth it?
No, it wasn't worth it. It was in the wintertime, much
Oof.
like yours and Ben's. I got whitewashed. My face was shoved in the snow.
Love was in the
Jesus.
air.
Caught an L.
Yeah.
Who was it? Who beat your ass?
Yeah.
Shane Koopman.
Oh,
Oh,
My boy
God.
got ya.
shout out Shane.
Shout out Shane. Let's
Tough.
plug him. He commented on our YouTube videos. We'll plug him.
He's a fan.
Yeah,
He's a
we'll plug him
fan.
in. Yeah. Man, I would have paid to watch that one. That would have been pretty good.
If he remembers that fight, let's have a rematch.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, I don't know, dude. Shane's. I don't know if you've seen Shane since high school, but he's gotten definitely a lot taller and a lot bigger.
Yeah, he got really.
Air
tall.
Force put some meat on him,
did?
dude. Yeah, dude. He's
Yeah.
like 6'2", 6'1" nowadays. I'm not kidding.
That was something that never made sense to me. I didn't get how like he grew like almost a foot. It seemed like after we graduated high school.
Well, I think it's something like guys don't stop growing until they're 22. Sometimes.
I stopped growing at like 14. I feel like.
Well, Shane and I are what you would call late bloomers, whereas you and Parker had hair all over your body.
You've
in
always
fifth
been a
grade.
freak of nature.
Sure.
What?
You. Bro,
Yeah,
you've
you've
been
always
like
been
6'4" since the second grade.
No, bro. I did not get 6 foot tall until I was a junior in high school.
Well, you've always been taller than everybody
Taller,
else.
yes, on the taller side. Yeah. I think
Oh,
my
you're
main growth
talking like
spurt
he's a
was the-
late bloomer.
Late bloomer.
Yeah.
Jesus.
compared to Parker and Wyatt. Yeah, I didn't hit my growth
This
spurt
boy
until
had dirty
10th grade.
sand
I
in his
never
first grade
bloomed.
picture.
Yes, you did. You were taller than all of us in middle school and
That's not true.
elementary school. He
Me?
certainly you developed before all of us. You two, you guys had
That
hair.
doesn't mean I was taller.
That means that's late blooming does not have to do with just height.
Damien, I wore boys' pants until my freshman year of high school. I didn't hit 100 pounds until 8th grade.
All right, I stand corrected.
Dude,
Did I have hair on my arms and legs at the 4th grade? Yeah, but that doesn't mean I was a large boy.
No, that means your body developed before.
we would
mine.
literally, dude. I remember even
Lucky me.
if we
Well,
went when
not a
Parker
competition.
got his license in high school, like when he was like what you were a sophomore when you got your license.
Yes.
Like you and I would go to the store, and if you got lucky, there would be an extra large of like a Batman shirt in the boys department. You would be able to fit into it.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I
You got
distinctly
options.
remember school clothes shopping at some point during my freshman year. It might even been the summer going into sophomore year. And I bought my first pair of adult men's jeans. It's quite a moment.
This man was getting hand-me-downs
Oh,
from
my.
his younger brothers.
Well, okay, that didn't. That's still going on now. That started later, but it still happens. I am the smallest.
All right, if we're going to talk about puberty, I distinctly have a memory of going into the
no.
Gap and being taken there probably for school shopping with my slightly racist grandmother. And
Shout out, Grandma.
shut up, grandma.
Shout out slightly racist grandma.
Yeah. And I remember going back and not fitting like in any of the like regular boys jeans or whatever. And the naming of the jeans that like did fit me were like the Husky jeans. And I just remember being like so fucking mad and offended that they were called Husky jeans that I'm not fucking trying on another pair. Like, and we left the store and she didn't buy me a single pair of jeans because I was being like such a brat about the jeans. Like I still to this day remember being called Husky and just absolutely hating it.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Was she like trying to like coax you into trying any different ones? Like, she
Well,
was
it
like,
was just
here's
it was
the-
probably
here's the
because I was
blue
a fat
pair.
little kid and I couldn't fit in any of my jeans, and so it was like the ones that fit me, right? But I just wasn't having it, man. And so then we went home and sweatpants it was.
Sweatpants it was.
And then I
Those are
had to,
comfortable.
Then we went on some diets and did a little running, and then it was okay.
Look at you now. It only took your grandma calling the attendant at the Gap the N-word for you to
Jesus
get in shape.
Yeah, and there's a reason why I haven't told any of my family about this podcast. It's exactly for these reasons.
I'm a hit up your parents and send them a link.
How about not?
I'm specifically gonna send them the Yeast and Feast one.
Jesus.
Damien's parents are the only parents of ours that listen.
Yep, they
That's
tune in weekly.
concerning. I'm never going to be able to see your parents again.
They honestly find it really entertaining. I don't know why you're
Wow.
so embarrassed about it.
I don't know if I'd be able to even teach my parents how to look up our podcast on a consistent basis to listen.
That would be tough. That would be.
You make it sound like they had living in like a nursing home or something.
Well, like I've taught my mom how to take a screenshot on her iPhone 6 about 40 different times, and she still isn't sure how to do it sometimes.
Jesus.
Tell us about your dad's phone case.
My dad didn't have a cell phone up until earlier in 2020 because
A cell phone, not just a smartphone.
yeah, cell phone. He didn't have a cell phone, and the only reason he got one, he started doing like a track phone type thing, was because like if he had doctor's appointments, they would be like, oh, when you get here, call us and we'll come out and let you in. But he would tell them, oh, I don't have a cell phone, and they'd just look at him weird, like they didn't know what to say. So he ended up getting the cell phone just for that, and then also as he gets older, he thought maybe it'd be a better idea just in case anything happened, like if he was driving his car or something like that. And it was around Thanksgiving, this past Thanksgiving, and I was there at my parents' one night, and my mom was like, you got to take a look at your dad's phone case. I was like, oh, I didn't even know he had a phone case. Like, whatever. He goes into his bag and pulls out a brown paper bag that he was carrying his phone around in.
Just
That-
like a lunch bag.
Yeah, like a lunch bag. It was like one of the ones you get from the pharmacy or something
Yeah,
like that. And he showed it to me, and I was like, what is this? He goes, it's my case. And I was just like, why is there tape on it? He goes, well, the first one I had it ripped, so this one I reinforced it with Scotch tape. And I was just like, okay, whatever. And I thought it was the funniest thing, and I couldn't get over it. And I ended up telling my brother about it, and he's like, I don't believe you. And when I was so going into Christmas, I got him an actual phone case for his like track phone and like a screen protector for it. It was like however much, it wasn't any much. And then what I also did is I went to Dollar General and I got him a 35 pack of brown paper bags and wrapped it, and I gave that to him first, and I told him I got him new phone cases. He goes, all right.
And I'm sure he was like legitimately thrilled.
Well, Parker, it's funny you bring that up too, because there's an update to the story. Is I went to my parents on Friday for dinner, and my brother and his wife were there, and then another one of my brothers and his two kids were there, and my dad has yet to put the phone case on.
Oh my!
I was like, why haven't you put it on yet?
Oh.
He goes, well, I couldn't find it for the longest time. After Christmas, your mom moved it around. Every time she touches my shit, I can't.
That's not a dad response right there.
And she goes, it wasn't me. And then they started bickering about that. And then I was like, all right, well.
So 3 months later, essentially, it's still, or 2 months later, sorry, it's still not on.
Still not on. And then they said, he had said they found it. And he was going to have me do it on Friday. And then we completely forgot. I left. I never did it. So
R.I.P. to that phone.
Maybe next
as soon as
year.
he drops it.
yeah, I don't know how often he uses it. It's the weirdest thing is still getting texts from my dad. And because he just doesn't use his phone all that often, but I would tell you that he definitely texts better than my mom. I'm almost positive.
That's impressive.
That's so funny.
Like he'll text me and his stuff actually makes sense. There's punctuation and shit. I don't even know what my mom's trying to say half the time.
My mom recently figured out how to do the emojis kind of thing.
Oh,
You know,
boy.
the emojis with like the face that your iPhone makes for
Yeah.
you or whatever. I mean, I don't even know how to do that, to be honest. I've never made like the Memoji thing on my phone. And
Yeah.
she sends them to me all the time. And it's just like, it's not even appropriate to send it. You know what I mean? And like, it'll be like, "Oh, Grandpa has cancer," and she sends like a emoji of like the face crying, and it's just like, Mom, no, like that's not an appropriate response.
Oh my god.
Also, you would think if your grandfather has cancer, she can't call you and let you know that. Why is that a text?
Oh gosh.
It's kind of a universal rule, right? To like whenever the situation gets serious or whatnot, like emojis like are completely abandoned, right? Like you guys
Right.
don't use emojis when it's like a super serious conversation.
God no.
I mean,
Yeah,
in a super
yeah.
serious conversation, I usually just tend to call somebody.
I was gonna say I'll pick up the phone.
Well, like we'll say like you're bickering with your significant other, you don't use emojis then, right? Yeah,
Not if I want somewhere to sleep that night.
yeah. All right. See, I was wondering if that was universal.
I hardly ever use emojis anyway. I feel like the emojis I do use, they're the same three over and over again, and it's usually the side eye,
Hmm.
the like, I wouldn't even know what the other one is. I'm pull my phone out, look at the most recent. The eggplant.
Eggplant.
And then
What are your guys'
I've been using the radioactive symbol a lot, just for the podcast, like on the Twitter, at Tox Tendencies.
Nice.
There it is.
My top three. Wow, it's
What do we name it?
It's the-
Sorry, I missed that first part.
what Parker asked what our top three emojis
Yeah,
were.
your guys' top.
Oh,
three.
And that's the far left column, right? Not the row.
Correct.
So mine is the crying, like laughing face with like the two tears on the side and this big old smile. And then my next two is the diamond, and then my one after that are the two hands.
I could
hate
see,
you.
I could see
I'm not
that.
kidding. I'm not. My fourth one's the fire emoji because I like to use that one a lot.
I got the handshake one on there because I've been doing the firm handshakes a lot lately.
Mm.
My most used one is also the crying laughing one, which apparently is like a millennial thing.
Why?
I don't know. Apparently that's something that millennials use too much.
It's kind of my default one.
I'm
to be
guilty
honest.
too,
Yeah,
and
mine
that's
too.
my most used as well.
Oh, 100%.
Wow.
And then my second one is just like why it's the side eyes, not like the sly looking dude, just the eyes
The
themselves.
two eyes, yeah.
Yep. I love
Yeah,
that
that's my number one. Honestly, that laughing, crying face that you guys are talking about, not even in my frequently used.
one. Really?
I hardly.
That's good.
You
That's
dudes
good.
don't make me laugh.
Oh,
That's sad.
it's tough as nails, honestly.
My third one is the raised eyebrow guy.
That one's underrated. That one's
100%.
underrated.
You use that one a lot, Parker. I get that from you pretty consistently.
I like it. It's a good one.
Apparently, I
What are your next
overused
two,
the kissy with a heart because that's my second most used.
Who are you sending
I
that
I think
to?
I use it in
Just
I
her?
use it in a lot of different scenarios, though. It's not just what you would think.
Well, yeah,
Well,
usually when
I-
she's mad, you're just like, I like you.
That one's definitely in my frequently used. It's not my
Sa-
top three, but
Same,
it's there.
same.
Good.
What's your third?
I don't actually know. I think it's the hang tight is my third.
Oh,
Okay.
nice, nice.
That's
Yeah.
a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the dude wearing the glasses with the fake nose and mustache.
My sister
use that more
fucking loves
often.
that one, dude.
Oh, it's so funny.
That's her default smiley face, I think.
Oh, nice. Shout out to her. That's respect right there.
See,
Did you say that was your sister, Damien?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I gotta convert to that one.
girls that use the like I remember back when I was going on first dates and whatnot, but people that would use like the kitty smile faces or like the monkey smile faces, like it always just
Oh.
kind of weirded me out. I don't know why, but it always just
Yeah,
kind of like rubbed me the wrong
monkey
way.
Stuff is stupid.
It's just strange behavior.
Yeah. Strange behavior.
Hey,
I mean,
Damien,
date usually would
how
not go well.
how did your
What?
sister's house turn out? Like, did you see pictures of it or anything?
Yeah, they bought a house on. The offer it was accepted. It hasn't been closed, but yeah, it looks really sharp. It's oh shoot, what is the type of a house? It's all brick on the outside. It starts with a C, I think. the type of house, but it's really nice. It's
Colonial.
no, I actually don't think it's colonial. If I'm being absolutely honest with you,
Cancerous.
I was just
Catacombs.
cancerous catacombs. Yes, yes, it is.
Castle.
Yes, they bought a castle, an old French castle. They're
Coconut.
moving to France. No,
Coconut.
just
Cavern.
Antelope.
Cape Cod. There we go.
Oh.
There you go. Yeah, don't ask me. Some bougie shit they found. But
Cape
it's-
Cod's like a gay mecca.
Wait, are they moving to Cape Cod, or is this just
No,
the style?
it's the style of home. The style of home.
No,
They're still
no
out in the
capes.
Milwaukee area.
No capes.
Okay.
No caps.
No, they're still out in the Milwaukee area. But,
to-
yeah, it's pretty. It's nice, nice little pad.
To segue off of that too, this reminded me of something I was going to start the podcast with until we started the podcast with how we actually started.
Nice.
For our one listener who listened last week, I don't want to get back into dirty laundry through the group for the group or anything like that. But if you listened last week, you could listen to us talk about how Damien treats us more as coworkers than friends.
Allegedly.
So last week, that we recorded, the episode came out and whatnot. Well, probably about 2 days after we recorded, we were all playing Overwatch on PlayStation and whatnot. We're talking to Damien, me, Parker, and Ben. We're talking to Damien for a solid hour before Calvin joins us. And then we're all just sitting there like we're queued up for a game. And what does Damien say? Hey, Calvin, guess who the new coach of the varsity tennis women's team is?
And there's a pause. And my first thought is this is going to be some sort of like inside information between a couple of tennis players. It's going to be somebody that Wyatt and myself and Ben don't know. And Wyatt, what did Damien say? What was the answer?
It's me.
Damn.
So
I'm confused.
after talking to us for an hour with this brand new information that he had applied for, accepted, all this stuff, he doesn't tell us. We're not
Not a
important.
word.
He tells Calvin, who apparently Calvin is approaching friendship status from coworker. Ben Parker and I still just coworker.
Calvin, how's it feel?
It feels pretty good on my end, to be honest. I've,
Okay.
I've always
I'm
wondered
not mad
what
at
it was
you.
like to have a friend, so it's kind of nice.
I didn't
That's good.
apply for anything. Thank you very much.
Well, this is like when he got his new job. Here I was giving him a discount at work for where he previously worked. And I'm like, oh, you get this? He goes, no, I haven't worked there in like a month. And I was like, oh, all right.
I seem to recall also that there was a time where he said we were helping him, not really helping him, but I was sending Damien some links for houses in the area because I knew that my buddy was trying to look for a place to live. And I had sent him something and he said, oh, we're not looking anymore. We signed a lease. What? Where? Oh, it's nowhere where we were talking about moving.
Well, we were put in a pinch. All right,
I don't want to hear it.
All right.
It's been repeated behavior
Also,
for years now.
rewind 30
Years.
minutes and listen to us kind of allude to a foreign exchange, if you will. And when did we hear about that? Years later. They were out of college by then.
Damien, I don't know. I don't even know if I want an explanation because whatever I hear won't be good enough.
Damn.
Just like us, apparently we're not good enough.
the
Damn.
tennis thing. It happened that Tuesday. The whole thing about it. And then when
Okay.
Calvin joined, it reminded me of it because I was like, oh, tennis player.
Sure, but you specifically addressed him as if the three of us didn't care that you had gotten this wonderful.
No, I think I
Opportunities.
think
He's a very supportive friend.
I think I started it off with hey, Calvin, did you know signed from the girls program?
That's not
I
how
think
that
that's
happened. No.
No, that's
You literally
not
said,
how
hey,
that
Calvin,
happens.
guess who the new coach is? And he said, oh, did,
We're gonna have to edit all that last part out, but
Yeah,
yes.
all that's going out. But
I mean, like she listens to the podcast.
We will.
And-
We will anyway. But yes, you're right. She probably doesn't. But we'll cut all that out anyway.
All right, I don't edit, so I don't even know who's editing this week, but just keep that in mind.
Damien, we are so happy that you have this job that we immediately want to sabotage that by putting this in the airwaves, and so you have
Thank
to
you.
lose your job.
I truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you.
I don't know, man. Wyatt,
Well, I appreciate that you thought of me, Damien, in that instance. I don't know why these other guys are being toxic about it. You're just trying to show your excitement for something.
You know,
clearly he wasn't very excited because it took you for him to remember.
Yeah,
it.
not super excited. He knew about it all day. You're talking almost 12 hours, probably.
I've done a lot in the last 6 days, 5 days regarding that. But yeah,
Please, tell us, Damon. Talk to us. Are you stressed?
stress, no. Just season starts in less than a month, and as of last Friday, I just got a full team. So I've been just plugging away on phone calls and whatnot. Hell, I sat down, my assistant coach and I sat down with my cousin, who was the boys tennis coach, and he gave us a 12-page memo on how to start a season and hold a varsity program, and we went
Jeez.
over that on Saturday for 3 hours.
Oh my god, that sounds terrible.
It's right?
And yes,
Oh, nice.
yeah. So it is. Yeah, lots to do. Look forward to it though. Should be fun.
Damon's out here causing a racket.
Nice, nice,
Uh,
nice. I guess. No.
You know, I would say that we'd offer you our good luck and we'd come and support you at some games, but I can't even imagine that we'd get any invites. So
I can send you the schedule. We host regionals this year.
don't put yourself out.
Do you
That's
remember?
fine. I mean,
Do you remember when they were in high school and Damon never invited us to a match?
I
huh?
remember that.
I
Remember
mean,
when we were in
technically,
college
I
and you
didn't
never
either.
invited us to a match.
thank you, Calvin.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I played 4 years of collegiate tennis, and not one of my friends came to watch me lose.
Okay, you really didn't
one of your
ever
friends got an invite.
invite us.
Well, I mean, who wants to drive the 2 hours to Alma? when you
Hey,
guys
I
all
visited
live
you.
that far away? No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. I went to that pizza place with you.
What pizza place, bud?
There was a pizza place in Alma.
But there's a pizza
Downtown?
place in every town. You're gonna have to elaborate
There was a
little
pizza
more.
place like downtown Alma. I thought we went there at some point.
Why were you in Alma?
You're thinking of going to see Ben every year when you did that like kind of club tennis tournament, I think.
Nah, I'm not thinking of that.
Why would you have been in Alma?
I don't know. I thought I came and saw you. Maybe not.
I don't think so. I mean, everything you just said about a pizza place being downtown, I know is very vague and broad, but yes, there are two pizza places downtown Alma.
Do you guys remember when Calvin and his girlfriend went on that trip and they were 6 hours away from Ben and it was like, hey Ben, do you want to come meet us? And it was like 11 p.m. Ben's time.
Oh no, weren't we in Texas as well when he was driving through?
I don't think so. I think it was like a week or two later.
It was like a week later.
I do recall that.
Ben,
Because they were on their
One
way
would
to
be
Arizona.
nice. I mean,
6
might as well
hours.
extend the offer.
It was 11 p.m.
Let's say
What
Ben
do you
left
want
at the
from
exact
me?
moment. 5 a.m. he would have got.
He told you guys that? That's funny.
Yeah, he said this fucking guy or some shit like that. And then he sent like the iPhone maps of how long it took him
Yeah,
to get to
he
you.
sent the route or whatever, yeah.
It's completely joking, but I just thought it was funny. We were in Texas, but that guy has always been salty that I haven't come to see him.
Well, that's
I
because you
feel bad.
traveled this world and didn't go see him.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
It's alright, buddy. I forgive you.
Thanks, bud.
Since you're my only friend apparently in this podcast.
Apparently.
That's okay. I have
No,
one.
that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
You've
tell
got the every listener
Hold up,
on this
hold up, hold
podcast is
up.
basically your friend, Damien.
Hold up. Wyatt, what did I do on Thursday? Come on, Wyatt.
Oh,
is this a trick?
don't let the
Wyatt,
crickets-
tell me about
Is this
this.
a trick?
Don't-
Oh, I get it now. Never mind. I got it.
Yeah, don't let the
I
crickets
was,
sound.
I was so genuinely confused. I was like, I don't know what you did on Thursday. No, it was so weird. I texted Parker about this. I was like, I'm at work or whatever, and we got some customers in there, and I think the phone was ringing. I was about to answer it. Davey walks right up to me. hits me with a fist bump and says, "Good seeing you," and walks.
What?
Yeah, you were on the phone and you were helping customers at the same time, and like that, or dang, your boss was like, "Hey, that was a quick visit," and I was like, you guys look busy, so I'm just gonna take off. He's like, "All right, well, see you later."
Yeah, what were
Well,
you
I
even?
went in there.
What were you even
I
doing?
got a
in
hair-
town?
I got a haircut, and I was like,
Oh,
I'll go
okay.
BS with the homie, and I saw you're busy, so I just knocked you up and said, "All right, see you later."
Yeah, I texted Parker about it because
What a
the
guy.
other day I texted Parker when you called and you're like, "Hey, you want to hang out tonight?" And I texted Parker, I was like, "Is this as last minute as this sounds?" And Parker's like, "Absolutely."
Oh yeah, I called all three of you actually. So,
See, going back to what I said earlier, the phone call thing. Your name pops up on my phone, and my first thought is, "Oh God, what's wrong? What does Damien need?"
Oh God, who died?
Okay.
It was.
Okay.
I was worried.
Last time he did that, it was playing in the proposal. I thought he was going to tell us that they were pregnant.
Oh.
True.
No.
They pulled the goalie. I was like, "Oh shit."
That's how I'm
No.
gonna answer the phone whenever you call me. Now I'm gonna ask you who died.
Calvin, you literally answered the phone with general excitement when you answered my phone call.
Yeah, no, I did.
Calvin's probably, "Hey, bud."
It was something similar to that, yeah.
What did we say? Did we not sound excited?
I think you sounded a little more confused. Not confused, just eerie. Not eerie,
I want to say it was like a
Questioning.
What up, Damien?
but no.
Whatever.
Well, hey, I'm just saying. I went to my boy's place of employment, gave him some nucks, and said, "See you later, bud," and went
I've
home.
never gotten a work visit from you.
I don't think I have access to that building.
I think it's locked to the
Certainly not
public.
to your office.
I've got a window that.
I actually,
Faces
when
the
I drove
sidewalk.
by, the curtains were closed, homie.
Yeah, it's true. I've been working from home.
Parker, you're never at your desk anyway when you're at the office.
This is also
And
true.
everybody, you always
Yeah.
complain about people at that window anyway. You're like, they'll lean their ass against it and shit.
Also true.
And I don't have enough schooling to go visit Calvin at his place of employment, so
What are you talking about? You can come see me for free. You just don't have to have insurance.
Just break your leg.
This
Yeah.
Damien dude would come visit me at work all the time. He'd eat all my boss's mints and shit. He'd just fucking...
yeah, I would. Well, I did replace his mints. I did
yeah.
replace him.
Damien would come there and he'd have like lifesavers, like those winter greens or whatever, and Damien would eat the whole fucking
good.
bag. And I told him one day, I was like, dude, my boss is like, "What's with all my mints?"
I didn't eat the whole bag, but I definitely took more than my fair share.
Next time Damien
I
came, he
replaced
brought a
you.
whole bag. Yeah, he brought a bag with him. He's like, "Here you go."
Yeah, I did my boy solid because he's a pretty cool dude, so didn't want to do him dirty.
Usually when Parker and I call each other, we answer with a line from SpongeBob. That's one of two, I think. First one is "You've reached the house of unrecognized talent. Please leave a message." And then the other one is
And then the second.
Death Row,
second is-
next in line speaking.
Like every time, that's what you guys do.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
it's one or the other.
You remember bromance? We've been over
I
this
know that's
before.
just a bond I will never really know.
I couldn't remember
Come on, you guys were just going back and forth about tennis this, we share a bond with tennis, and I called you up and you were so excited when you answered the phone.
Bro, we don't hump each other.
What?
That's true.
Well, maybe that's something you're missing out on.
I guess that's the next level in the
I mean, I'm not
bromance, I
opposed to
suppose.
it.
Don't act like
I wouldn't be opposed to it either if I were receiving it.
Okay, all right. All right.
don't act like Calvin hasn't come up and humped somebody on this podcast right now.
I think
true.
he's isn't he muted in the chat right now?
No, he came up and humped
Well,
Parker.
okay, no. That man, the man that's not here gets, like, tackled by Calvin.
That's right. He gets assaulted.
I was dry humped and my OtterBox phone case was broken in half.
That's right.
I've got a powerful hump, man.
Powerful thrust,
hump.
if you will,
Yeah.
all in the hips. All
A
in
lot
the
of practice. Back in that came out wrong.
hips. Yep.
Cut that out.
track.
He's in doghouse.
I thought he was going for, like, his Pikachu pillow.
Jesus. Oh, Parker, you have a lot of history with my thrusts, if you will. You remember me
Please elaborate
jumping
on
into in
man.
junior year when we did Grease? Or that was maybe sophomore year. And there
Yeah,
was
it's
there was
sophomore year, yeah.
one scene where like I had to jump over like you were supposed to slide on your knees and I was supposed to jump over you.
Oh yeah.
And there
yeah,
was
yeah.
one take that it just like I just full on like crotch slammed you in the face and you just got like full blown dick to the
It
face.
was during.
Grease, wasn't it?
Oh man, it was Grease. It was during the Grease lightning song, and yeah, it was exactly that. I had to like run from one side of the stage and slide on my knees to the other as you jumped over top of me, and it was during a rehearsal, and I went for it full blast, and you did the like most measly little like tiptoe jump up in the air, and I just ate denim crotch. Oh, that was
Sounds like an
that
X-rated
hurt.
show.
It hurts so bad. Like
Did you concuss my
whiplash.
man?
My mouth was open, my neck like whipped backwards.
Oof.
And I don't even remember, did you keel over? Hello?
I guess not.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Oh.
Crisp was blocking me out, but I was dying there for a few
Oh.
seconds. Oh god, I don't remember, but I just remember you getting clocked and on the ground.
It's terrible.
Was he getting clocked or did he get cocked? You know what I mean?
Ah.
Hey, oh.
Oh.
Whew.
Dude, that was so much fun. Those were the days.
Those were the days, man. That was good times. Good times. Wasn't Ben in those too? Wasn't he like?
Yeah. Did he do Grease?
I don't know if he did Grease or not.
I feel like you and I did Grease, and then a bunch of other people thought it was you, me, and like Grease, and then everybody else thought it was cool. Like, then Ben jumped in, all with would it have been Bye Bye Birdie?
Yeah, Bye Bye Birdie was next. Yeah, that's right. Because Ben was definitely in Bye Bye Birdie.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Jason was in. You didn't do the straight plays, did you?
I didn't. No, I didn't do the straight plays.
Did James the Giant Peach with me after Grease?
I think I saw.
Damn,
that
I feel
one.
like it was in Grease though.
Maybe it was. I can't remember.
I think so.
I can't remember.
Sure, maybe he'll let us know in the comments below.
There you
Damien,
No, I
didn't,
didn't.
Damien, you didn't do Grease, did you?
I never had time to do plays or dramas.
Oh, I was a 3-sport athlete. I didn't have.
Oh, I'm
time.
sorry. I
didn't
did
bring
tennis
that
at
up.
the same time as I did the musical.
Yeah, how happy was with that?
Fine.
I made it work.
I made it work.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin
No,
also
we're-
swam
we're-
for 2 days.
I'm pretty sure the plays took part just after tennis season, didn't they?
The
Like
musicals
early
were during
November.
tennis season, but the plays were, I thought, usually more towards the spring or like winter.
Well, yeah, the
Right, Parker?
musicals. I don't know when was what, but I thought usually it happened well after, like the show itself, like happened well after the fall sports were done.
Oh, even if the show happened, he would have been doing rehearsals probably during the whole time of Tennessee.
Right.
Parker, I don't know about you, but the only reason I ever did the musicals was because of girls, man. Like that was my only motivation for ever doing the musicals.
Well, I should say that was second after I got cut from the soccer team and I didn't have anything else to do. So then I went and tried out for the musical, and then the other museum was girls.
Oh gosh.
You did the musicals and the plays all 4 years, didn't you?
No, I didn't do it freshman year.
But didn't you get cut? Or no, you didn't even try out freshman year. I don't think
That
you.
is
I was gonna
correct.
say I don't think you tried out freshman year, and then sophomore year you tried out and didn't. And I think that was part of the problem is you didn't try out freshman year, so you were rusty.
Yeah, that's valid. Honestly,
This man Rusty?
best thing that ever happened.
No way.
Yeah.
Honestly,
No,
there.
I do distinctly remember Calvin. It was you, me, and we had all, I don't know, there was the casting call for Grease, and we were like, what the heck? Let's try it.
I was definitely not
At least
planning on doing it.
I was gonna say, I know that my decision was very like on a whim kind of thing.
Well,
And you got hooked?
the motivation for me was coming up to me and telling me that I should do this play, and also should do choir, and then promptly that I signed up for both after that.
Absolutely. Good for you.
Yeah. Then she got married.
R.I.P. to the dream, bud.
It's okay. It's okay.
She got married years after that. I mean, that wasn't. You made it
But it
sound
was
like
the
it was like
same
the
guy.
next week.
And then she got married as a junior in high school.
Yeah, exactly. Who was
I was
that?
waiting,
Wasn't-
man.
Wasn't there some girl that we went to school with, and she started dating some dude like over the internet, and then like, I don't know. It seemed like as soon as we graduated high school, she was just gone, never heard from again. Married this dude, and I don't remember who it was.
I was gonna ask you to say her name, and we would just cut that part, but then I remembered exactly who it was.
I have no idea who it is, so please say the
I
name.
think I have a pretty good feeling.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, that's it.
Okay, I thought that's who it was.
Wasn't
as
he like a
well.
criminal too? Like he was a wanted fugitive, and she ran away with him.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I
That
thought
I
there
don't
was
know.
like I swear there was someone from our class or like that went to our high
Oh.
school.
No. That was
No.
no. Oh my gosh. None of this is gonna make it into the pod.
No, this
It
is just for
was-
our own enjoyment.
Do you have, so the other, I mean, I got married last month, and I had the reverse thought that I've had of like other classmates or like upperclassmen or whatever that have gone and since gotten married, where I'm like, man, like, we went to school with them and now they're married, and I recently had the thought that, oh wait a minute, I am not one of those people, and it was just it was weird, and then I thought other people are probably thinking, wow, I can't believe Parker got married.
Yeah,
I
mean,
definitely
it's
have that thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About
But I
other
don't
people
think
or
you're
about-
young. Like I don't
Not
think you're like
you.
you're super young to be married though.
Mhm.
I just think you're like
Right.
one of the first in our friend group that's gotten married.
Mhm.
But I think the
Yeah.
crazier thing for me is seeing all the people that were in our class like being pregnant and having kids, like already having like multiple kids.
Yeah, some
I was
have,
gonna
like,
say
three.
not just having a child, but having child like number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's dead ass a girl who graduated with us who I think is on child number 5 right now.
Oh
Jesus
man.
Christ.
And we're all generally 26, so that's a long time to be pregnant, dude. That's essentially like it's like 4 years and some change of being pregnant. Almost. That's nuts.
There should be laws against having that many kids.
Especially today.
That's a tough moral discussion to have, bud.
Nah.
No.
Two per household.
I was on I
The
was on my
third
way.
one gets aborted.
Mao Zedong called.
The
I was on
third
my way
one
back
gets donated to the cause.
Is there a movie like that or
Oh,
books
no.
where like you could only have like one or two kids? I
Yeah.
swear.
Yeah, there's definitely a movie with that premise.
Oh, I know what the movie is, but I can't remember the name. It's actually pretty good. There's like the same actress plays seven sisters because they're all born at the same time. Whatever. I don't know what seven is in twin language, but it was pretty good.
One of the things I don't like the most is when you take like back roads out of town, especially in this area, and you just see all the Confederate flags, the Trump flags, the anti-abortion signs, the you made the wrong choice sign, and all these. You just lose a lot.
Is that the
I
new
saw,
one? You made the wrong choice? I haven't been keeping up.
On my way into town today, I saw a sign saying that 200 babies in our county died by choice this year, and then like I went another half
Bro,
mile.
was that on A37?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that thing's been there for
That's
like
been there for decades.
I was gonna say, I
Yeah.
feel like I've seen that too.
I remember reading that sign when I was
Which
like 10.
there's
I'm
not
like,
even a
what-
Planned
oh my God, 200
Parenthood
babies
in
died?
Allegan County. In all of Allegan County, there's not even a Planned Parenthood.
That's crazy.
You'd have to go. You'd have to go to Kalamazoo or Grand Rapids.
That doesn't surprise me.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
One of my buddies lives in an apartment that's like a couple doors down from a Planned Parenthood, and he said that every Sunday there's like a protest outside.
Of course.
But it's always abysmal. Like I see the one out in Grand Rapids. I'll run by it sometimes, and it's literally like
Yeah.
sometimes like a dude. Like
Is it the
it's
one on
like
Cherry Street?
yeah. There's one
Yeah,
on Cherry Street.
that's
It'll be
the
like
one.
one hippie dude in like a chair with like a hand drawn sign on cardboard. Like I'm not sure if he's like, asking for change or if he's picketing the Planned Parenthood.
Oh man. Oh.
If you guys see a person with a sign asking for money, do you ever give them money?
No.
No. Because the last time I gave someone money, I watched him walk right into the gas station and buy a lotto ticket and cigarettes. So I said, "Oh, not doing that again."
I give
Maybe it was his lucky day.
I give Cliff
was
bars or granola bars if I have them.
Yeah, food. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've given food, but I've never given money.
We were in Kalamazoo the other day, and Bethany definitely gave a homeless guy money, and I was like, "Why are you giving him that?" And she's just
Oh
like,
my
"Well,
God.
I have it, and he doesn't." I was like, "You don't know that." And I just started telling her all these stories about people who are like perceived to be homeless, but like the people downtown, for example, Parker. People assume they're homeless, but they have a home right next to the
They very much
like,
so.
and then same
You guys
thing,
have seen those?
like Damien's saying too, like you'll give them money and then they'll just go buy just whatever with it, fucking alcohol or just cigarettes. Like they don't.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like I've
No,
seen
when I was going
videos of where there's like someone is following someone that was like asking for change, and then they get in like an Escalade and drive off.
Yeah.
I've seen reports of like a couple people like making a few $1,000s a day, and like you said, just go home. Because how do you know? You know?
Yeah, when I was talking to Bethany about it, I think she had told me she saw an article or saw a video or something like that, or where the guy was outside of a Taco Bell every day asking for money. And one day, after it had been weeks or whatever, the Taco Bell manager came out and offered the guy a job, and the guy was like, "No, I make more money out here than I'd make in there."
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that too. Where he's like, "Yeah, I make twice what you make in there or whatever." Yeah, which is nuts.
I saw a video on Facebook actually like a month ago that it was this lady who was in a McDonald's parking lot and she was asking for money, and there was a customer who saw her when she like went to go grab some. She grabbed something out of her 2018 like Volkswagen or something like that, and he was just like, "How do you like? You're telling me you're homeless, but you have this car, blah, blah, blah," getting into this whole thing. And, like, the lady starts being like, "Stop harassing me." And she starts going to knock on the McDonald's drive-thru window. And the one lady comes to the window and answers. And she's like, "What's going on?" She's like, "This guy's harassing me." And the lady's like, "What do you want me to do about it?"
That's fucking toxic.
It is. Something else is what it is. Well, does one of us want to wrap it up and bring us home?
Well, yeah, on that note, listeners, if you'd like to donate us money, you can find that.
So we don't have to work.
Hit up the link tree that we've posted in the bio of our Twitter page at Tox Tendencies. Under that link tree, you can find our Patreon, our OnlyFans that features some content from some NSFW content from Damien. Am I missing anything? Or
We
is it-
will be launching a GoFundMe very soon.
Yes. Yep. That's in the
Yep.
works.
Yeah, we
And
don't.
I guess we've added
No
a-
medical bills or anything, just money.
Just give us money.
We've added, I guess, another tier to the challenge that was set before, but I guess I'll remind everybody. 150 combined views of episode 4 and the Hold Up Diamond Hands song. We'll get a music video directed by Parker. The 500 total plays with the music video included to the previous two gets a 6-track EP, and I guess now 1,000 plays between the 4 of those things will get me in the octagon with Mr. Johnson's mother. So
Get you an ass
a friendly
beaten.
reminder.
Don't forget we if there was 1 million plays, you were going on tour, since you're
Yes.
constantly having to bring it up and remind everybody these things, because none of us keep bringing them up but you.
I'm just saying, I think it would be fun to do, and I mean, we're at 30 views, and I'm no way in shape or form worried about it at all. We'll never meet that goal.
But
If we will, it'll be like a year later after we somehow got a base of like 100 fans somehow, some way.
bro, act like I won't sleep for 8 hours tonight with that song on repeat, on silence, just trying to get you to your review.
Bro, I've
Flash forward 8 months from now, and we're live broadcasting our podcast
well,
from Damien's
that's
funeral.
yeah, oh, rip. But I mean, I've had 6 or 7 people be like, I'm about to listen to this on repeat, and I'll check the stats right now. Last time I knew, we were at like 30.
Yeah, because I didn't really want more music from you. That was the main thing. Now I just want to see you get in this fight.
Ooh.
Here's the real question. If he does the fight,
Ooh.
are we in his corner or are we in Parker's mom's corner?
Well, I
I
would be
gotta
in the
stay with
winner's
my
corner. Yeah.
I think we need to take a neutral ground. And then
And
bet
Parker's got to be in his
heavily
mom's corner. Calvin, you and I can
on
commentate
his
the
mom.
fight. We can call
yes,
play
yeah,
by
we will
play.
we will commentate, but that doesn't exclude us from being able to bet on Parker's mom.
I mean, Ben's the ref.
Oh
I
God.
don't think you want that, dude. Ben's gonna just let it. He's gonna turn his back. Abby's gonna kick you in the nuts or something like that.
Yeah, I'd definitely put money on Parker's mom in that case.
Man.
Damn.
Well, boys, I don't know about you, but I certainly enjoyed this episode.
I mean, it was an hour and 25 minutes of straight relief on my end, so
Yeah.
I was very happy to be here tonight.
This is the most fun I've had
Yeah,
yet.
I'm glad. I know. I'm really glad that the four of us could get together and continue this weekly tradition now that we've started of getting together on Sunday nights regularly. Just sit down and enjoy some quality time together.
Yeah, and I mean, get your friend or two to come on over and listen to the podcast. You can follow us over at Twitter at talkstendencies.com, but at talkstendencies. So get on over, get your friend to listen because we think we're kind of entertaining. So
New
the more the
episodes.
merrier.
New episodes every Tuesday. Memes posted semi-regularly. Good content. 16. I think we're up to what is it? 16 million followers now.
Yeah, somewhere around there, give or take 100K.
Give or take
Absolutely.
100K. Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of those people, longtime fans, longtime friends, longtime listeners. Been listening since day one. This is episode
6.
6. Absolutely, I knew that. And it just keeps getting better.
Shout out to our Canadian listener. I'm working on my French, but we'll get you eventually.
We already talked about this. You're assuming he's French Canadian. He might just speak English.
Well,
Or it might be
never
just
know.
Ben with his server.
That's very true. But we will let it be the Canadian listener.
You can't
Kelvin.
just speak French to the guy assuming he speaks French. That's kind of racist. That's like if I start speaking Spanish to somebody and it's like, oh, hello. It's like,
Hola, ¿qué pasa, señora? No.
all right.
Yeah, that's not going
Yeah,
on.
absolutely. Cut that
Join us
shit
next
out.
week when we teach Damien diversity, inclusion, and equity.
Yeah. 1,500 plays on the song. Damien has to take racial equality classes and stuff. Yeah.
There's our next tier.
Just keep adding shit on.
Oh, I love it. All right, boys. We ready?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.